What kind of China have you seen? 9.60 million square kilometers, or 3 million square kilometers of surging. It is the world where the seasons revolve, where ice and fire, get off the ground like a bird, rise to the sky. The results are beyond your imagination. Go to places that are usually inaccessible. See the wonders of the sky. Overlooking this land that gets along day and night, even the most familiar scene has changed. From the world around you to your distant home, from physical geography to human history, 50 million journey, an unprecedented experience. From now on, you fly with us. Ningxia Autonomous Region is located in the northwest inland of China. Liuban Mountain and Helan Mountain, standing at its north and south ends. The south of Ningxia is a dry and rainy loess plateau. It's surrounded by 3 deserts in the north. The Yellow River. It gave birth to a rich plug in Jiangnan. Our journey begins at the southernmost tip of Ningxia. Flying over Liupan Mountains, visit a lost and found forest. Go all the way north along the Qingshui River, in search of life in the loess. At its confluence with the Yellow River, witness the sweetest fruit in Ningxia. Ningxia also has the lowest plateau. Within its 60,000 square kilometers, the lowest landforms are mainly distributed in the south. Yellowish is the base color of this plateau. But Liupan Mountain is successfully covered with the green of the forest. It started 60 years ago. People realized the forest protects soil and water. So saplings are produced in batches, planted on hillsides, for decades, and they never stop. Stick to the green area of Ran Liupan Mountain, continuously pushing the boundaries. Every tree is like a small reservoir, while retaining precipitation, and that provides the conditions for transpiration. Let Liupan Mountain become the #1 in Ningxia for natural water sources. From the river from which he originated, the Qingshui River makes the longest journey in Ningxia, the largest basin area. Ningxia, it belongs to a typical semi-humid and semi-arid climate zone. So, in the dry season, the Qingshui River is much thinner than in the rainy season. On his journey north, not only through arid lands, and through the territory of ancient rock marshes, although his appearance was not enough to change the overall drought, but with the Qingshui River, life has more possibilities. They want to survive where there's no water. You have to develop special skills. Potatoes look well adapted to the climate. Here, they hide their thirst for water and cherish every drop of water you get. The climate on the plateau slows down growth. Potatoes take more than 4 months to ripen. Fortunately, there is such a vine, higher starch content and vitamins, to be stored in every potato. Every October, potatoes with a unique flavor. It will bring the most realistic harvest to the Shiji people. This town, written his thirst for water in his name. In the past, rainwater is the main source of water for the villagers. The door can be left unlocked, but the lid of the water cellar must be closed. That reduces evaporation, also prevents sand from falling into the water cellar. Water is not easy. Everyone is looking forward to the improvement of water conditions. Never forget, there must be an echo. After years of hard work, people use pumping stations and canals to draw water from the Yellow River. Villagers shouting water can finally use tap water. The days of drinking water from heaven are history. People are saving water, also store hope. With water, no matter how sweet the dream is, it can also come true. This is the water wheel for the watermelon. It's laden with irrigation water from the Yellow River, guaranteed the growth of watermelons. Irrigation is like a relay here. After arriving at the station, the water in the water wheel is distributed to each melon farmer, and then they deliver it to every melon seedling in the field. The land after watering, it will be immediately covered with a layer of plastic film, reduce evaporation. A history of chronic water scarcity once left this desert unattended. Now the Yellow River is coming. The wealth accumulated in the desert beach will be cashed in immediately. Super long sunshine hours. The temperature difference between day and night. With the geographical abundance of selenium and potassium, they're all watermelon favorites. In July, 是烧国 covered the earth. People finally believe summer in Ningxia can also be sweet and juicy. The Kingshui River finally flows into the Yellow River in Zhangling County. This is where the tributary meets the main stream. It is also an important confluence in Ningxia's water system. Siltation of the Yellow and Kingshui rivers. It forms mineral-rich soil. Here is the hottest fruit in Ningxia, wolfberry. This is a fruit that is difficult to keep fresh. Once the red wolfberry fruit is picked, it can only be stored for about 2 to 3 days at room temperature. Goji berry dried fruit is the most common one we see. It looks like. Let's talk about it. The relationship between wolfberry and eggplant and chili peppers is recent. All belong to the Solanaceae family, but only it has a sweet taste. The journey begins deep in the desert. Admire the rare white wonder. Walk along the railway. See how people buy in the moving desert. Encounter a group of leisurely cars. Take a look at the high technology built on the Gobi. Ningxia Desert. Snow is the most unexpected guest. The cold air from Siberia, condensing the sparse water vapor in the air into snow. The earth changed color overnight. In the Ningxia Desert, such a sight is not uncommon. Snow falls here almost twice a year. But I want to witness such a wonder for myself, only through the desert in the coldest hour. At least 1.8 million years ago, the fourth largest desert in China was formed. In windy weather, it shows its manic side. Ningxia is just on the edge of the Ningxia deserts, enough to feel its threat. A chain challenges the desert. It's 1 meter by 1 meter. They made squares of straw. And so the flowing sand is locked in. Green grass begins to grow. Strips first and then slices. When the Bayoulan Railway opened to traffic in 1958, the desert is still advancing to the east. For over 60 years, under the protection of this narrow oasis, safe operation of Bayoulan Railway, deserts don't move eastward anymore. Not everyone is worried about the desert. Go into the desert and live in the desert. It is included in many people's travel plans. He, one of the first steam trains on the Bayoulan Railway. Worked most of my life, always unknown. But unexpectedly became a star after retiring. 4 years ago, this old train was invited into the desert. Converted 17 carriages into a bar restaurant and guest rooms, so that he can receive 130 tourists at the same time. Today he is the most popular hotel in the desert. Enter the days when you no longer run. The old train is still lively. Another new group of visitors was also welcomed by the desert. In people's impression, cars belong only to grasslands. In fact, compared to green grass. Cows prefer to lie down on the yellow sand with a concubine. Sunbathing. The life of a cow. Half the time is spent lying down. Doing nothing is the key to their good milk. A soft mattress piled with yellow sand, absorbing the heat of the sun. This huge natural hotbed, it became a super tool for milk production. The opportunities hidden in the desert are always unexpected. These rectangular buildings on the Gobi Desert, 200,000 servers are computing in real time around the clock. Data from around the world. The reason for choosing this location is because of the desert environment. Plenty of wind and light energy brings him cheap electricity prices. Wide space. There is still a lot of room left for the new computer. Room. Change perspective. The wild Gobi is a neglected treasure. kilometers away, it is the largest desert photovoltaic park in the northwest. It covers an area of more than 3,000 football fields. Approximately 3,000 hours of sunlight per year is converted to nearly 4 billion degrees of electricity here. The biggest problem is the wind and sand. Dusty panels don't receive sunlight properly. Will reduce power generation efficiency. They added self-cleaners to the panels. Sunlight fades in the evening. Cleaning begins. Slowly remove the dust. They can see the morning sun clearly again the next day. Through the clouds, witness the vastness and towering of Helen Mountain. Get up close and personal with the hills on the mountain. Fly along the mountains. Visit a mysterious building dating back 700 years. The clouds in Ningxia are usually not too long, so a mountain that can soar into the clouds is by no means ordinary. Helen Mountain, the highest mountain in Ningxia. The main peak is 3,556 meters above sea level. He used his tall body to guard a place of water and soil. North to south. More than 200 kilometers of Helen Mountain, blocking sand and cold currents from the west. The sheltered Yinchuan Plain to his east. It has become a rich plug in Jiangnan. Heights beyond human reach. It's the comfort zone of another group of animals. On the cliff, the blue sheep has its own throne. This is a timid animal, very vigilant. Mastered extraordinary climbing skills. They're always looking up. This life is both majestic and safe. But in winter, they will take the initiative to go down the mountain. There is no food in the mountains. High blue sheep. You have to be close to people. Helen Mountain Nature Reserve. 26 open-air canteens open for 40,000 antelope. Friendship that can fill the stomach. No one will refuse. In people's impression, the Great Wall is usually built on mountain ridges. But when there is a gap in the mountain, the Great Wall also had to come to the flat ground, be the last line of defense here. Sangguanhui, the main Great Wall faces one of the widest passes of the Helen Mountains. In ancient times, this is a major hidden danger on the border defense line. To enhance defense, over 400 years ago, people deliberately built 3 great walls. Here, Sandaguan Pass. Now the level is long gone. Inside and outside the Great Wall enjoy the same peace. Heading towards the next mountain pass, we followed the Moshikaichu forest of windmills. This is the Helen Mountain Wind Farm. Taking advantage of the wind's reduced gap, people replace parts for giant windmills. Observe the wind speed at an altitude of more than 60 meters. Unloading the 34-ton impeller. Drill into the engine room to replace bearing parts. Every Typhoon vehicle is inspected once a week. There are about 3 to 4 Typhoon per month. You need to undergo such major surgery. Only meticulously maintained 195 Typhoon cars can face the fierce northwest wind. Dance. The presence of bulges on the wasteland. It is the largest surviving ruins of the Western Xie civilization. Years ago, the Western Xie tomb used to be a grand and neat complex of buildings. These lower spans were originally pagodas covered with glazed glass. A few holes on the surface of a mound are traces of the connection between the external structure and the round earth. Today's visitor can't see the splendor they had when they were built. But you can still witness a lost kingdom. The courage juxtaposed with Mount Helen. No Man's Land is most popular with off-road fans. This road is enough to quell the huge roar of the engine. Don't worry about those hard-hitting collisions. A few years ago, a group of off-road fans selected uphill and called on fans all over the world to come to this challenge. Steep slopes over 50 degrees. Only the most professional drivers dare to try. Such a racing car, whether it's the engine, tires or the chassis, must be specially selected. Accidents are to be expected. Critical moment. The most reliable people are still people. Climbing to the top requires the trust between peers. That's what drives us. The next journey, we will go to a remote wasteland, discover new life. Meet the brightest colors in the terraced fields of the Han Dynasty. Witness the wonders of ecological migration. Take a look at the flock of sheep struggling to get fed. A final visit to a brightly lit gigafactory. The peach blossoms on the hillside bloom for the first time. People weren't sure they would survive. In this arid and barren land, they are the most delicate creatures. People used to farm hard, open up millions of acres of farmland, harvested abundant food according to local conditions. When food and clothing are no longer an issue, and people wanted to reclaim the terraces, it took 20 years. People were returning farmland to forests, converted more than 700,000 acres of farmland into woodland. The tree pits in front of me are connected as they are now. It can circle the earth 3 times. Future new forests will cover more hillsides. There are still many people in Ningxia who are not reconciled to being the same. The beach sheep in the salt pond are trying to change. In people's impression, the fatter the sheep, the better. But the sheep here are trying to lose weight. The desolate eastern Ningxia is not suitable for herding sheep. The sheep will eat the grass that is not much at any time, make the desert more desolate. So all the beach sheep were invited into the sheepfold, living the life of a house sheep. Lack of exercise makes sheep very likely to gain weight. In order to maintain an optimal weight of 32 to 18 kilograms, 10 sheep have to run and exercise twice in the morning and evening. This is one of the oldest surviving mosques in Ningxia. Tongshan Great Mosque is about 600 years old. It adopts the traditional Chinese classical architectural style. The structure of the cornice balcony arch appears solemn and simple. The ancient temple has witnessed a unique history. In 1936, the Chinese Red Army of workers and peasants, the first autonomous government of ethnic minorities at the county level, was established. Hui Autonomous Government of Yuhai County, Shaanxi, Gansu and Ningxia Province created a precedent for regional ethnic autonomy in China. the differences in development between the East and the West. It's a long-standing concern. Therefore, the Eastern region that developed first agreed with the Western region, joined hands, common progress. This town of 60,000 people, it is a model of East-West cooperation. His name, fusion of Fujian Province and Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region, abbreviation. Counterpart support work, helping residents in poor mountainous areas of Ningxia to move in one after another. Here, first there was a village, slowly got our town. Compared to the early stages of development and construction, meaning town, the situation where the per capita disposable income is less than 500 yuan, already refreshed. In 2019, this figure reached 14,000 yuan, an increase of approximately 27 times. People are always making progress in their relationship with nature. A dry and rainy climate made the environment fragile in some areas. 20 years ago, the original residents realized that the local environment, it has reached the point where it needs to be protected. After much consideration, people finally decide to leave. They came to the Red Fort Valley as ecological immigrants. A new home with abundant water. Red Fort has gathered more than 230,000 of new immigrants, become the largest off-site single ecological immigrant in the country. Poverty alleviation centralized resettlement area. Here it is. The most worthwhile thing is to build a new home. People believe, from now on, hard work can make dreams come true. On the way to a well-off society. Not one less. Night. 100,000 lamp is the brightest light on the Gobi. Past. Combustion used to be the main way people used coal. This traditional way, but it often causes environmental controversy. How to innovate clean and efficient coal. Technology developed and utilized. People are constantly looking for new ways. This is 3,700 kilometers of pipeline. A super factory connected in series. He has only one task to turn coal into oil. The process doesn't involve igniting the coal. Harmful emissions from direct combustion are avoided. So you get cleaner oil. It also retains more of the energy in the coal. Winter goes to spring. Witness the Yellow River waking up from the ice. Upstream. Come to the paradise of shark leg and have a party. Fertile fields nourished by thousands of irrigation canals. Meet a marathon that pays tribute to the Yellow River. Just enter Ningxia. The Yellow River can't wait to send a meeting gift. In Haishan Gorge, the Yellow River seems to have turned a big bend on purpose, leaving a fertile valley terrace for the Xiaoban. South Long Beach Village is the lucky one to have this gift alone. This is a village lying in the embrace of the Yellow River. Abundant water sources not only feed more than 1,000 people, it also nourishes over 100 ancient pear trees. Every spring, trees that are over 100 years old will still be full of flowers, raised to open. The Yellow River begins his journey to Ningxia. It also opened his blessing to Ningxia. In Ningxia, the Yellow River flows from southwest to northeast. Winter goes further north, the cooler it gets. When the temperature of the river drops to 0 degrees, ice starts to form on the water's surface. They pile up, eventually spread over the entire river. The Yellow River is gradually slowing down until the river is completely frozen. Enter Ascension, day slumber. In February, the first cracking of the Yellow River ice. Always the first message to bring spring to Ningxia. South to north, the warm spring breeze gradually blow away the ice. Cranes return north, thawing of the Yellow River. Spring is coming. The course of the Yellow River is more than this one today. A long time ago, the Yellow River once flowed through here. Under wind erosion, 22 square kilometers of desert are gradually emerging here. Over 60 years ago, people reintroduced water from the Yellow River here, forming this 45 square kilometer lake. Accompanied by the desert, the combination of shark and fox brings a different kind of happiness. A camel that runs through the desert all year round. I understand the value of these waters best. Put your foot down on the sand dunes. Ride the wind and waves on the water. Give people the opportunity to compete across borders. Let's see who is the king of speed here. The wealth of northern Ningxia, mainly due to the favor of the Yellow River. As soon as the Yellow River enters Ningxia, he was enthusiastically retained. The Yinchuan Plain uses its flat terrain, slowing down the pace of the Yellow River. So here it is. Although the Yellow River is fast, but it seems calm and gentle. The river here is slightly lower than the true banks. It becomes a natural irrigation canal. "2,000 years ago, water conservancy was underdeveloped. People can easily channel the water from the Yellow River into their farmland. So the journey of the Yellow River here is no longer lonely. Million acres of rice flowers fluttering in the wind, painting a picture of the Battle of Lubiu in the farmland. Guangdong's broadsword is 139 meters long. 200,000 acres of pond fish and shrimp. $300,000 acres of vineyards overflowing with wine fragrance. Because of the Yellow River, on the lowest plateau, there is a charming plaque on Jiangnan. Yellow River. A 10,000-person marathon was held as scheduled. The international marathon standard is 40.195 kilometers. On the track of the Wuzhong Marathon, nearly half of the journey is accompanied by the Yellow River. The bridge across the Yellow River. The runners have to run back and forth twice. Following the footsteps of the Yellow River, people remeasured this land that was born with water. Final journey. We arrived in the capital of Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region. Yinchuan City has fun on a frozen lake. Visit Navy veterans parked by the Yellow River. Witness a long-awaited acceleration. Experience the charm of this city of 1,000 lakes day and night. The Yellow River brings abundant water to this land. Under the sun, the water here is always glowing silver. It is said that Yinchuan got its name from this. Yinchuan today, it has about 200 large and small lakes and wetlands. Build cities here. It opens up new possibilities for access to water. They planted trees on the water, building pavilions, bridges, roads on the water. They even made their homes on the water. The water of the Yellow River makes Yinchuan come alive. The water turns to ice in winter, but the low temperature still can't freeze people's enthusiasm. You can have a dragon boat race on the ice. Drag the tire, see who runs fast. Results don't matter. It's the accidents and the bad things that make you happy. The love of water doesn't just stop at the water itself. People here love everything to do with water. In the ranks of the Chinese Navy, each destroyer is named after a city. After retirement, some warships will return to their named places, become an open-air classroom for people to learn about national defense. This is the Yinchuan ship. As a domestic first-generation guided missile destroyer, it has been at sea for over 30 years. After retirement, he came to Yinchuan. A park was specially built by the Yellow River. In 2019, a decommissioned submarine arrived from afar, joined him. Yinchuan's appeal goes beyond its status as the capital. Otherwise, it won't attract more than a quarter of Ningxia's population. People who came to settle here, everyone saw the city's promising future. In 2019, Ningxia's first high railway line opened to traffic. This kilometer route. First, it connected several cities in Ningxia. Let everyone see the pace of acceleration in the West. Speed affects people's perception of distance. The development and upgrading of transportation let the West gradually get rid of the impression of the periphery. Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region also in the process of this national escalation, keep up with the times. New change, building people's yearning for a better life. The next 5 years, high-speed rail will gradually extend. Baoche, Baichang, West Lianglan, Nanchong Xi'an, until Ningxia fully become a member of China's high-speed rail network. These new tracks will eventually be joined together. Every access, it's connecting with ourselves. It is also a distant achievement. The road that has already begun, it will only get closer to his end. A moving Ningxia already have its own new beat.